All right. Here we go. Back again on the other side of the coin.
All right. We are back again on the other side of the coin. Ladies and gentlemen, what a big victory. Look, I'm not going to lie. It's still hurting, the FA Cup loss. Obviously, it's still hurting all of us. But that victory is the road to redemption. I hope from here on in, we can go on and beat Aston Villa and finish off this season as in top four. We have moved into third position in the Premier League. Honestly, a dominant performance. Leicester did not deserve anything in that game. And, is it shocking at all to say that when we play with our best 11, and this was probably the best 11 that we could possibly have, from the goalkeeper to defense to midfield to forwards. I'm not one bit surprised that we've come away with such a dominant display. Had we played with that type of a team against Arsenal and Leicester in the FA Cup, I've got no reasons to say that we wouldn't have won that. 100% we would have won that, because teams like Arsenal and Leicester, they're not someone that scares us. We definitely should be beating them. And we already saw today, in this particular match, how efficient we can be with that proper lineup. When you have Alonso in the left back, or when you tinker with the goalkeeper a bit too much, it's always bound to happen. You can already see how confident our back line looked with Mendy at the back. And I'm not having a go at Kepa. Kepa, look, definitely not his fault in the last matches, but all of these rotations have an impact. So before we get into the game, first of all, shout out to the live chat. Already quite a few people that have flocked in. Thank you so much for that. Taryn will be coming very, very soon, joining me, so we can talk about the whole match as a full review. But first of all, thank you so much, Pratik, for joining. Now that's what I call a comeback. 100%. Yusuf Rudiger. There is going to be a lot of Rudiger prop today. For me, he's been the number one defender for us in this since Thomas Tuchel has taken over. So by far, he's been the number one defender. And we've been praising Rudiger a lot in this channel. I don't care about the bust-ups. I don't care about the bullying. The man's got a broken jaw and he's still producing performances like that. Defensively, he's flawless. And do you remember, guys, the Maradona 360 that he did, and the drives that he makes going forward is absolutely phenomenal. Honestly, he provides something different from that left side. So 100%, he's been amazing. Gaurav, big up Miz. Rudiger was a monster. Undoubtedly was a monster. Okay, Yusuf here saying, Miz, by the way, Iheanacho is the first player to score on every day of the week in the Premier League in one season. Yeah, he was only Tuesday away, and today's Tuesday, and he scored a goal, and we've given them the gift. It was literally a gift. I've got to say, though, Kovacic, I think, might not have been match fit. Had he been match fit, I don't think he gives away, he doesn't get dispossessed so easily. That's just a manifestation of not playing for such a long time. But nearly a month he hasn't played. Jorginho back again, Jorginho. We needed him. We needed a very good performance from Jorginho, and I feel like he was back. He controlled the midfield. His passing range was really good as well. The way at times he was letting in Timo Werner was brilliant. So Georgie silences the haters. Again, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome in Taryn. Taryn, my boy, how you doing?
Yeah, a very good game, very entertaining. I enjoyed from the first minute. You saw how sharp we had revenge. We had sweet bitter taste in the mouth. I'm very, very happy with our performance today. We deserved the win. We should have been 4-0 up in the first half, in my opinion. We should have had a stonewall penalty. And that Rudiger goal, I didn't even celebrate because I didn't know if it was going to be disallowed. That's what we are doing. That's a big talking point.
It's crazy, isn't it, Taryn? Like, you can't celebrate goals anymore.
It's annoying because after the Timo goal, I was the same as Timo. I was celebrating. And then, when it's disallowed, what do? You just kind of stand there like, wow, that's how football's that's how it's become. But yeah, I'm absolutely buzzing. I mean, this is the minimum for our season. I'm sorry. A lot of people are going to be very happy, but this is the minimum for our season to finish top four. We've done that in the end. It's been a tough season for our club. And I think if we play like this against Man City, I think we can beat them as well. This is how we should play. High pace, intense football. absolutely beautiful. But yeah,
bro, are
I'm
you
very
surprised one bit the fact that we played our number one team and we came away with a victory? Like, I'm not surprised one bit. Had we had this lineup for Arsenal and Leicester, we blow them. Honestly, we blow them. So I'm not surprised one bit. But yeah, go on, my bro.
Yeah, I think people say Mendy, have a cup keeper, rotate, but Mendy does so much for defense. First of all, he's so composed. He doesn't just boot out play. He looks for passes under pressure. He instills confidence to the whole team. Mateo Kovacic, when he came in, apart from that mistake, I thought he looked pretty sharp. He was making them touches with Jorginho, but when we play a full strength team, I don't know many teams in Europe that can beat us, to be honest. Like the way we played, that it's beautiful. It's really beautiful to watch. And yeah, I'm just really buzzing after this game, to be honest.
100, man. It's so brilliant. We are so hard to contain when we play with that lineup. And we will talk about every facet of this game, 100%. But this one, Ishraq Sadiq, thank you so much for this comment. The fight was amazing to watch. I gotta say, Taryn, I mean, as much as Ricardo Pereira, he was definitely in fault. He went, first on Chilwell. I'm pretty sure he got a yellow card. Did he get a yellow card at the end?
Yeah, yellow. Yeah.
Sure, yeah. I've got to say, Taryn, I'm impressed by Leicester in the sense that I feel like they've announced themselves in the top six. That grit, that attitude. I know we were the better team today, but they've beaten us in the FA Cup. So in recent times, there's been a bit of a rivalry that's been happening, which has been fun to watch. And I got to say, this is quite entertaining. I must admit now, I think we need to remove either Arsenal or Tottenham from the top six and really put someone like Leicester in there.
Yeah, definitely. I think you can just say by the trophies, first of all, Tottenham, I don't actually know what they did to be considered as a big club. Is it their money? Is it their stadium? Is it Harry Kane and Gareth Bale?
It's the money, bro. It's the money. It's the money.
That's probably how they snuck up there and how they got invited to the Super League. I don't know how that happened as well. But Leicester, they've won the FA Cup. They've won the Premier League. Tottenham last won a trophy in 2008, the League Cup. Like, it's crazy. And I think one of the commentators kind of said the fight today was reminiscent of the Battle of the Bridge in 2016 when Chelsea needed that to draw, and Hazard scored the late goal to kind of rule Tottenham out of the title race. And guess who was involved? Leicester, who we actually won the title for. So very interesting. And, I was so happy with Rudiger today, man. He is rouletting people and just battering people up.
The boss, bro. He is the boss, man. And I've been saying it
Leicester,
all along.
He's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? This whole season under Thomas Tuchel, he's the number one defender. He's only made that one mistake, which was that own goal. Besides that, look, everyone else has made a mistake. Every defender has made a mistake, but he's made the least amount, I feel. He's been the most dynamic. The attitude has been beast, absolute beast. And I hope this guy goes on and signs the contract extension. Honestly, I will be very disappointed if he leaves now or doesn't sign the extension and then we have to leave him for a free. Yeah. Gabriel, thank you so much for the super chat. VAR, the second pen had to be called because ref called a foul. Yet it was more obvious first pen call. What was the foul against Timo in the first? Honestly, let's talk a little bit about that before we officially get into this review. Taryn, how wasn't the first one not given a penalty when Tielemans absolutely clatters into Timo Werner? VAR actually looks at it and waves it off. I don't understand how that is possible.
Yeah, first of all, VAR look for clear and obvious errors. If there's one definition, if you look up clear and obvious error in the dictionary, it comes up with a small clip of that chance. How is that? He's standing right in front of the ball. Mike Dean is 1 meter away watching Tielemans boot Werner. Like, there's a camera from his angle on Sky Sports.
Kicked him at the back of his heel. Kicked him at the back of his heel. Timo was about to take the ball off him. I don't know what else is a penalty, bro. I really don't know what else is a penalty if that's not a penalty.
It's blatant. You know what I mean? It's blatant. Like, I mean, Timo, we've always said, even on penalties, when the player gets before the goalkeeper and he wins the ball first, you take him down, it's a pen. And Werner got there before Tielemans, whether he didn't mean to kick him or what. That is a stone wall penalty. I don't know how they ever saw that. I don't know what happened with Mike Dean. He's a very, very dodgy referee in my eyes at sometimes, and he kind of has an agenda against Chelsea. But that was a joke. But yeah.
Bro, does he? I honestly, I hope he sees social media, or I hope he sees what the fans have to say about him, because it's been too many calls against us. It's been even the one that he ended up, the one that VAR gave us the penalty for the second one. He gave a foul, but it was outside of the box. Obviously, luckily VAR was there to see that the challenge happened inside, and then we reverted back. But even that, do you know what I mean? It's insane. Let's get straight into this review. First of all, live chat, thank you so much. You guys are buzzing. We've already got over 40 people here. Smash the like button. We've just won. We've gone into third place in the Premier League. I know it doesn't take that sorrow from losing in the FA Cup, but still, do you know what I mean? Like, we're on target to reach top 4. We've still got the Champions League final to play. If we carry the momentum like the way we played today, I have no issues at all, no doubt to think that we're going to win the match against Aston Villa and the Champions League. So lot to play. So let's be positive. So smash the like button, guys. Taryn, let's talk about this lineup. We are back to our best lineup, baby. We got Mendy back. Look, I was a bit concerned about how Reece James started playing right centre back, but I don't mind if he now consistently plays there. Do you know what I mean? Like, I thought it might have been a one-off in the last game, but it looks like he's now officially the right centre-back. And I hope it continues with Aston Villa and Man City as well. I hope it doesn't just keep tinkering. Do you know what I mean? I think Aspi probably provides a little bit more than Reece James going forward. He's a little bit more adventurous. And Thomas Tuchel did mention that. And I think he covers a little bit more in midfield as well when Kante bombs up. So we're going to talk about Kante as well. Hopefully it's not a big injury. But the back line, Thiago Silva, Rudiger, Reece James in the middle, Kante, Jorginho, and I called it before the match that I wanted Jorginho to be back, and I feel like he was back in this particular match. Chilwell was a monster in left wing back. I think he was absolutely phenomenal. He should have scored a goal in the first half. Yeah. And Mount, Werner, Pulisic is the Real Madrid first leg combination. My man, what do you think about that lineup?
Yeah, very good lineup. Like you said, this is our strongest lineup, in my opinion. And the way we play, it's very versatile. We can play quick passing through the lines. Very, very strong defensively as well. But yeah, Kai Havertz, I think a lot of people predicted him to start, whether it's previews, whether it's, shows for the game. Everyone said Havertz was probably that guy who can get up to Soyuncu, but also make the runs in behind. So he can do, both well. It's a bit better than Timo Werner. But yeah, Havertz is a hamstring injury. Fingers crossed it's not too big and he's going to be out for the Aston Villa and the Real Madrid. Hopefully he's not. But yeah, this lineup, Kante, Jorginho, I didn't expect Kovacic to start. I expected him to be coming on off the bench, and I didn't expect him to come on after 30 minutes. And he did okay. He did good. He did good for his first game back. That mistake was, it can happen. I mean, indeed, he was an absolute monster again today, must add. But yeah, the lineup, Reece James again, I think he took Vardy completely out of the game. Yeah. Rudiger and Thiago Silva, James Maddison, one of the most creative, bright favela cams in the Premier League, was completely taken out of the game today. So yeah, the lineup was spot on by Thomas Tuchel. And I think the main thing for me is Christian Pulisic was such a big addition to this side today. Hakim Ziyech, he can play well in big games, but Pulisic is a guy who can drive a Leicester, who can get him behind. And he's suited to play against Fofana. He's suited to play against, Soyuncu. So yeah, the lineup was good. Mendy as well. Yeah, what can we say about Mendy today? I mean, even that shot by Perez, I was just sitting back and just going, I'm not scared at all. I'm not scared. Mendy, Mendy provides confidence to the players and the fans. You get me? So yeah, it's just crazy what this guy does. He's a very good goalkeeper, and I think he's getting into the upper class bracket at the minute, in my opinion.
Bro, he should have got all season. He should have got a clean sheet today had it not been a gift that we provided, honestly. And almost throughout the match, he was pretty much a spectator. He didn't have to do much. And this is what you were saying, like the defense gets so much more confident seeing him at the back. And bro, look, I don't want to talk. I'm not talking down on Kepa, but I saw the tweet you shared with me yesterday. How you said that in previous seasons we had other keepers like Willy Caballero and many other keepers that have played for us in the cup. But when it came to the final, we played our number one keeper. But I feel like definitely now when I look back at all of this, I think the board must have forced Tuchel to play Kepa in the last few games. Do you feel that way as well? Do you reckon had Tuchel had it his own way, he would not even considered Kepa to be playing in the last couple of games? Once again, I'm not blaming Kepa. I'm just saying when you have a number one keeper, you stick to the number one keeper.
Yeah, I think Tuchel doesn't really want to get any beef with the board after what happened at PSG Dortmund. So if the board are going to tell him something, I think he is probably going to do it. He's going to try and stay, peaceful, all vibes with Marina and Roman. But yeah, we need Kepa to play as much as possible, to be honest. But in my eyes, for games where we win trophies, we play our best 11. And I know I was saying it a few weeks ago, even in the semi-finals, that's just the type of fan I am. A lot of fans will say, yeah, Kepa should have started. He's a great cup goalkeeper. He did very well in the semis, the quarters, the round of 16. But in my eyes, I'm just a trophy-hungry guy, and I support Chelsea Football Club. I don't support Kepa or Issa Balaga. And I know it's harsh to say, but if we want to win trophies, if Mendy was playing on Saturday, I'm not saying he would have saved the shot, but I know it would have done wonders for our defence to drive out more, to be more risky, to make them passes, to make the quick passes to the lines, to not risk Kepa, to allow long shots sometimes, you get what I mean? So yeah, Mendy is just a crucial player for our side.
I have to say, Taryn, when Mendy's there, and I don't know if this is a coincidence, like I want to see what the live chat has to say as well. Opposition don't take that many long shots against him either, whereas Kepa, the amount of time he gets beaten by long shots, and it's not his fault, he's just short, he doesn't have that reach.
Yeah.
Opposition just wants to take a ping at Kepa all the time.
To be honest, I don't think it's because he's short, because Jan Oblak is a similar height to Kepa, and he doesn't get beaten by a lot of long shots at all. I think, generically, I'm going to be a bit harsh. I don't think Kepa's as good as goalkeepers Edouard Mendy. His jump, his reach, his confidence. He's not as good as Jan Oblak. He's not as good as Samir Handanovic. He's not as good as these other players. It's harsh to say, but I think it is true. We always believed in Kepa from the Europa League days, how good he was against Frankfurt in the Europa League final. But in all reality aside, Kepa is not good enough to start as our goalkeeper at Chelsea Football Club. This season, we've seen a goalkeeper come in. We didn't really know what we were expecting, to be honest, from Rennes, from the French league. We haven't really heard much from him. Yeah, we've seen, the compilations on Twitter and YouTube and all that, but we don't really know. But he's come in and we've seen what we missed last season, that aerial ability, the dealing with long shots, the confidence. Yeah, Nashar was mentioned, Kepa's very vocal, but there's one thing being vocal and there's one thing just screaming at your defense for random things. If you're actually vocal and trying to instill confidence into your defenders, that's what I feel Mendy does. But in my eyes, Mendy has been a real breath of fresh air this season. And I hope that the board don't consider Gianluigi Donnarumma in the summer, because, Mendy is class, man. Exactly. Winning mentality, dominant, all of this.
100. Thank you so much for this comment. Mendy has a winning mentality, imposing dominant demeanor, boosts up the defense as well. I cannot agree any more than that. 100%. Taryn, let's talk a little bit about a few of the events in the first half and second half before we get into the player performances. First half, I've got to say that I think it was Chilwell opportunity was the first one, where I think I can't remember exactly who laid the ball off. Maybe it was
Timo Werner.
Timo Werner laid the ball off. Yeah, he should have got an assist. Honestly, Timo Werner should have got an assist. Chilwell needs to start finishing because he literally had no pressure in that particular shot. It was all him. He could have lined it up. I feel like this is where Alonso, as bad as not bad, like I think Chilwell is much better than him in every other department. But when it comes to that position, if you just substitute Alonso and put Chilwell and put Alonso, if you substitute Chilwell out and put Alonso in that position, Alonso is arrowing that into the goal, my man. And I feel like this is where Chilwell needs to improve, because he will get into positions like that a lot. And we need to capitalize. What was your thoughts when he was in that position about to take a shot? I mean, did you think, here we go, goal coming?
I mean, I don't think that there's a possibility of a time machine to be on the pitch to just kind of change players in one instance. I wish that could happen. I really do. But, I was going to say that exact same thing. If Alonso was there, Spurs last season at home, I don't know, Arsenal last, Sarri era, Alonso is getting that sweet volley in his left foot and banging that bottom bins. You know it. But the thing that Chilwell does is he's 100% better in all other aspects of the game, unfortunately.
All other aspects.
Saw Chilwell mentioned in a pre-match interview before the FA Cup that Leicester defeat at the King Power, he was really upset by that. It was the biggest loss for him. And this game, I felt like, I wish it was for the FA Cup. This game, he was fired up. Ricardo tried to come on and beef him. He wasn't having that. All the players, the slide tackles, the tackles, he was so good. But that chance, Timo Werner, I believe, turned to two defenders to try and make that run in behind. I'm just going to bring up Timo Werner. He ran at the goal, and it was a very good decision making. Chilwell was in good space. There was a few players, and Chilwell could have shot. He could have squared it to Pulisic. And we've seen it so many times this season. It's either been a shot or a cross. We don't really know in the final third. And unfortunately, it didn't go in. But from then onwards, I kind of got the feeling that we were going to kind of attack Leicester ferociously. And that was a good start to the game to kind of, stamp our imprint. And I'm really happy that happened, because that really set us up for the rest of the game.
100%. I've got to talk about the final third decision, though, Taryn. I tweeted at the end of first half, or just before the first half, I said, we play so well, we build up well, we play very nice in midfield, we've got intricate passing, but then we get in and around the box and we lose our mind. It's like something is just not clicking. We've seen plenty of time Pulisic will dribble nicely and then he gets into the final third and it's a poor decision. Do you know what I mean? You know, Timo Werner as well, poor finishing that lets him down in the final third. Or Mason Mount just misses by a whisker. And just before halftime, I also at halftime I actually tweeted, we went 225 minutes without scoring. So we didn't score against Arsenal, we didn't score against Leicester in the FA Cup, and we didn't score in the first half. So we went about 225 minutes without scoring. And that's with the likes of Timo Werner, Havertz, Pulisic, Ziyech, Cho, Giroud, Mason Mount. Do you know what I mean? Like, I can't believe all of these players went 225 minutes without scoring. Do you feel whatever happens this season, I think we need to do something about this next season? I feel like we can't go that long without scoring. Or do you think maybe these guys will mature next season and will put away these chances?
Well, I think they're very young players if you think about it. All you can't expect these young 21, 20-year-olds to be scoring. You know, they're not Erling Haaland, unfortunately. They're not going to, we're going to talk about signing Haaland, but we can't really expect them to be scoring like every single chance, unfortunately. Even the experienced lads sometimes, like Ziyech misses chances. Timo, who I will say is quite experienced in playing in the Bundesliga for so many years, he misses easy chances. But the one thing that frustrates me is the offsides. Like, so many times, Timo Werner has the pace to run in behind, and he
needs to just check his run a little bit.
Because I'm saying, if the offside rule didn't exist, which is, very rational to say, Timo Werner would have 80 goals this season at least. But it's just frustrating, but very frustrating. Like, we could, like I said at the start, we could have been 4-0 up in the first half. We could have, if we're finishing these chances, Crystal Palace, how clinical we. I think it's just about consistency, trying to get the chemistry, get the connections right, have confidence whether to square it. We haven't scored many sweaty goals this season. Maybe Werner to Ziyech a few times. I like to see teams walk the ball into the net sometimes. Like Man City, they do it perfectly. They pass it and they have an open goal at times. But yeah, I think Tuchel's come in and he's focused on mainly our counter pressing, our defensive solidity. He started from the back in the midfield, and yeah, we tried to click in the forward lines, but I think Tuchel will work on that in the summer after the Euros, and he'll try and cement that for next season, because that's one thing. I know finishing, I know it's really important. It's goals, goals wing. Yeah. But finishing, the game is so complex. The only thing we are missing really is the finishing. And once we know the ones at the back of the net, we'll be a dangerous side. I'm telling you right now, we will be deadly. That's the only thing missing. Our defense, we really conceded today, apart from the opportunities, not really. Our midfield, absolutely solid. It's just that clinical nature that's missing. But the best teams, they finish off the chances. So yeah, it's difficult to say. I think next season, hopefully, we can cement that.
Yeah, for sure, man. As you said, finishing is probably my biggest priority. I will have to say, though, we do need something different in midfield. I don't want to get into the situation where when Kovacic is injured, really relying on Jorginho and Kante, and they're getting tired. And we need goals from midfield as well, Taryn. We need something different in midfield because we don't have the goals. So, but the priority is up front. We have to score goals up front. We've got over 50 people locked in right now. Please smash the like button. It helps the channel out a lot, helps the video out a lot. And continue with the comments, guys. Let's talk about the goals now. There wasn't too many other massive highlights. Oh yeah, no, actually, before we talk about the goals, let's talk about Kante. I didn't see what happened. Did you see what happened? Was it an injury? Because I did not see anything. Apparently, a few of the people in Twitter were saying that he signaled something to the bench, saying it was a precautionary thing, just a soft signal to say he wants to get substituted. He felt something. Did you see anything at all, Taryn?
I'm going to be honest, no, I didn't see it. I was very surprised because Kante was still running when Kovacic was getting changed and ready to come on. So, yeah, I was very confused what happened. But the commentator, I believe it was Alan Smith, he said that Kante has an injury. So instantly I thought, oh no, overload Kante. The amount he runs, it's going to be a hamstring or something like that. But he was running fine. He was jogging. He came off. Tuchel didn't look too distressed. Kante didn't look too distressed. I'm guessing, like what you said by Twitter, it was just a precautionary thing. We have big games coming up. He doesn't want to get injured for a CL final. So, yeah, we have options on the bench to come on as well. We don't. It's not like we have to put Mason Mount in the six again. We have Gilmour, who can do that job very well. We have Kante, Kovacic to come on, who, we've talked about enough so far. But, yeah, I think it was just a precautionary thing. And I think you'll agree with me, Miz, that we don't want to risk Kante for the big games. So, yeah, I think it was just a little injury. But hopefully Tuchel will confirm it in his post-match presser or on Haters.
Yeah, man. I mean, if as I said before the match, that I don't want to see too much rotations anymore. I really want to see now more a stable team going forward. The only rotation I'll probably expect for the next one, Taryn, is probably Kante. If anything, Kante is the only other one that I want to, that I fully expect to come, substitute on and bring Kovacic on. Is that the only one that you think, or do you feel like you want to make any other changes in the next match against Aston Villa?
Yeah, I mean, against Aston Villa, we can analyse the game. I think we can think, what can we attack Aston Villa about? And just a stand aside of how this game went, there's no way we can rotate too much. We have 6 days off, have 5 or 6 days off after this. This team played amazingly well today. Should we really rotate? Thomas Tuchel hopefully won't overthink and make 7 changes, 6 changes. So, yeah, I think we keep the exact same 11, but just bring in Mateo Kovacic, hopefully.
Yeah, man. Give me 1 second. I'm just DMing Ryan. Just bear with me.
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, go on, bro. Just talk a little bit about whatever else.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think we played too well today to make changes. Tuchel I've mentioned before, he's made mistakes, and against Arsenal and Leicester, he tried to think too far ahead for them games, and he tried to make 7 changes for Arsenal to try and prepare for the FA Cup. And we ended up losing both games. Tony Mart said in an interview with, one of my friends, I don't know who that is, but he said in one of the interviews that, obviously it was you, Miz. He said in the interview that Mason Mount likes to play as much as possible. He doesn't benefit from rest. He benefits from playing as much, getting momentum, getting match sharpness, benefit from playing with his developing connection. So, yeah, I think we keep the same lineup, just bringing Mateo Kovacic, and yeah, that's it.
Yeah, 100%, man. That's probably the only change. A lot of people might talk about, bring in maybe Havertz or whatnot. I really don't want to change too much. As much as we're going to talk about the player performances and whatnot, as much as I don't think Pulisic was at his best today, but I still want to continue with this. I want momentum. I want them to feel that they're not going to get dropped after one game. I want them to continue on, and then we've got the subs to come in and do the job. Let's talk about the goals, Taryn. We 100% deserved the goal way before we actually scored in the second half. We were so dominant in that game. We completely took care of Leicester. We pressed them well, counter-pressed them well. We just lacked that finishing touch up front. But as soon as that goal went in from, I think, Rudiger's knee or thigh, whatever, I was so excited. One, it was Rudiger who's been, he's been, somewhat abused as soon as Frank Lampard got sacked. And the rise of him since Tuchel has taken over has been unbelievable. And no better player to get a goal than him, honestly, for me. It was so brilliant to see how excited he was as well. And then after the goal, he just turned into a prime Maradona, doing 360s, driving runs forwards. How'd you feel when that Rudiger goal went in?
Yeah, it all started from that really poorly given away corner by Leicester. Luke Thomas slipped over. I mean, he had a really tough game. Luke Thomas slipped over, conceded a poor corner. And you know what happens when you concede poor corners most of the time? It usually ends up in a goal. When Thiago Silva, the ball went off Thiago Silva, I was expecting something to happen, but luckily it didn't. Yeah, we won the corner. Wonderful ball in by Chilwell, who was whipping in beautiful deliveries the whole day. Honestly, we have so many set piece experts on this team, and you could say this season, since Tuchel's come in, we've actually been quite weak from set pieces, from free kicks, from corners, and compared to the Lampard era when Zuma was banging them in like every week. So yeah, that's a big benefit. Our corners today, Leicester are not great at defending set pieces, and yeah, I think Vardy flicked it on. Actually, it was a good assist from Jamie Vardy. Cheers, mate. And it went straight to Rudy. I didn't know where it was off, and that's why, like I said earlier, I wasn't celebrating. I was like, it's probably a handball. It's probably something they're going to give it. They know how they are with Chelsea. But yeah, Rudy stayed calm, which Timo didn't. He put his thighs to the ball. He kept his arms down, and he scored a great goal. And I'm so happy for Rudiger. Honestly, I'm really happy. This rise has been monumental. It's absolutely monumental. If you compare how he played against Leicester in the game at the King Power, when he was getting done by Vardy, he was getting done by Maddison, to this Leicester game now, if you compare the two different fixtures, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
Bro, that performance, he was probably an amateur. This performance since then, he's borderline world-class for me. Honestly, he's borderline world. Tell me how many more defenders at the moment playing at Rudiger's level.
The only level is Ruben Diaz. The only one above him is Ruben Diaz. Apart from that, nobody. Genuinely nobody. He is just.
And look, these two are in the Champions League final, Ruben Diaz and Rudiger. So
that is going to be a hell of a battle, that is. But
honestly, Rudiger has been phenomenal. I don't care what people have to say. And, so many people wanted him sold as well not that long ago. So many people have absolutely abused him. As I said, when Frank Lampard was sacked, they better come around and say sorry. Do you know what I mean? They think he's a bully in the background. I don't care. And honestly, who's he going to bully in our locker room? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, if anything, he's gone around bullying the opposition. Look how he stepped up against Ricardo Pereira. He literally just grabbed him. Pereira, I must say, that's gutsy to fight against Rudiger. You are going to come second best against Rudiger, my man. For sure.
No chance, man. No chance. But yeah, if you put Rudiger in the ring with like Conor McGregor or Amir Khan, he's coming out with like some banging moves. He's going to knock them both out in one punch. But yeah, this guy, like, I'm not going to lie. The West Ham game last season at the London Stadium, when he let Yarmolenko come inside, that was when I thought, Antonio Rudiger, honestly, this isn't biased. I thought he's done at Chelsea. Generally, this guy is, he's not up for it. He doesn't look like he's playing for the badge. But he's been so good. And I love players when they prove me wrong. Like Jorginho, I definitely wasn't a big fan before the Tuchel era. A few different players, I don't really remember off the top of my head, but this guy has been amazing. And that goal I say it's kind of like a medal. Like, obviously, he's probably going to get a medal at the end of the season, fingers crossed. But this is kind of like a trophy, a medal for the hard work he's done under Tuchel. That goal, the luckiness of the goal, the easiness, open goal, it's a reward by the God just to say, yeah, Rudiger, you've done amazingly well for Chelsea. Take this goal, please. From us, yours, thankfully. Take the goal and you can go back to Germany and be happy. That's how good it was. But I'm just so happy for Rudiger, honestly. And I'm really excited for that battle between Ruben Diaz and in the final.
100%. Jorginho, now that is what I call a disrespectful penalty. He literally made a mockery of Schmeichel, the hip and the skip. So the hop and the skip was back and he just coolly slides it through. Schmeichel just goes the other way. I just couldn't stop laughing when I saw that goal. I was like, oh my God, that is pure disrespect. And I tweeted that, Amati, now that is disrespect. That's how you disrespect. You know what I mean? What a finish once again from Jorginho. Obviously, there was a bit of doubt early in the season when he was taking the penalties. Some of the keepers were saving it. I feel safe again with him taking the penalties. He seems like he's somewhat he knows when he wants to go hard and when he wants to do the skip and hop. There are certain keepers where he has gone hard out, and then there are certain ones where he's gone skip and hop. So it seems like he's done a bit of variation. But were you ever in doubt? I was never in doubt when he stepped up to take that penalty.
Nah, I mean, I'm going to be honest. I'm a pessimist. I expect the worst, but I was expecting, I don't know what was going to happen, to be honest, because Jorginho has had some very questionable penalties in the past and big pressure moments. But, Schmeichel's been class in the last few games. Honestly, he's made some world-class saves. Pulisic today, the Mason Mount save in the last minute. To sit a goalkeeper of that standard down, just send him back to kindergarten, to nursery, just sat him down on the floor and just tapped into the corner. I don't know how he does it. It just looks like he's just, cast a spell on the goalkeeper's eyes. He's like, yeah, go that way. Just, I'll speak to you. I'll drop you £10 after the game. Just drop that.
And Schmeichel's a very good keeper, bro. Like, Schmeichel's
that's what I said, man. He's an amazing goal, one of the best in the league, and he sat him down. But the thing I say, who created the goal? The penalty.
Timo Werner. We're going to talk about it. You know what? Let's do the player performances, bro. Oh yeah, you're going to get the get the jersey, ladies and gentlemen. Come on, bro. Get the jersey. Guys, if you remember, I got Taran a Timo Werner jersey not that long ago, and he finally got it. There you go.
This baby. Created the goal. Yeah, this created the goal, Timo. Look at this kit, by the way. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you, Miz. What a kit. Like, honestly, it's beautiful. But Timo Werner created the goal.
Let's talk about the player performances. Let's start with Timo Werner. Taran, honestly, I have to say the disrespect just off the back of the FA Cup, and we've all said it, he wasn't good in that match. But do you remember when we had the people from live chat come in and they were disrespecting Timo Werner? We both jumped in and said, hold on a second, man. That was just a one-off game. Like, are you forgetting everything that he's done? I am not going to deny the fact that Taran, he has to score goals. He has to score more goals. He's got to be a lot more clinical and his finishing has to be a lot better. But I completely understand why Thomas Tuchel uses Timo Werner. I completely get it. Because with him up front, he creates a lot of havoc, man. His run off the ball, his work rate without the ball, his pressing, it creates a lot of issues. He should have got a penalty today, earlier in the first half. when Tielemans smashed into him, and he, got the second half penalty. He should have got an assist for Chilwell. Yeah. This guy, honestly, without him, we're not looking that much better up front. I feel like he's very important. And with Pulisic and Mason Mount, it creates a very good dynamic up front with a lot of pace, a lot of grit. We just lack that finishing ability. But what are you going to say about Timo Werner, man? Those goal contributions just stacking up and stacking up.
I think it's important for him to bounce back after that cup final. He was, in my opinion, really, really poor in that game. He was just kept getting offside. And he kind of did, I'd say not cost us, but if he would have played better, when he plays well, how much he influenced the game, we kind of do rely on him a little bit in the attack. But today, this is why I love Timo Werner. He's not like our previous striker we used to have. I'm not going to kind of mention names here, but a previous striker, he doesn't give up. He came back in this game. He's fighting. He's making runs till the 90th minute. He's dragging defenders out of position. Fofana, yes, 8 out of 10 of his tackles were good today. But the other two, Timo Werner won a penalty and he won a foul. So he's hassling players the whole game. When they think, we can have a break now, Timo Werner comes out of nowhere, makes a late run, wins a free kick. He presses them the whole game. He makes them lose the ball, makes them play long ball so Silva can win it. To be honest, I think he played amazing today. He's up there with the man of the match, in my opinion. He won the penalty. He should have had 2 penalties, obviously. That handball was very frustrating because all he had to do was just move his arm out the way, put his hands down and just header it, you shoulder it, anything, nose it into the goal. But he handballed it, unfortunately. But, this performance today, without him on the pitch, if we would have started someone else, I don't think we would have won. I don't think we would have got the win today. He was so intense from the first minute, driving, making runs, winning fouls, getting so tight to the bench.
He was for sure the most intense player in that field. I feel like he was the most intense player. A lot of the players were intense, 100% showed a lot of great energy. But for me, Timo Werner leading from the front with the way he was running, the way he was pressing, the way he was wanting to win back the ball. Even when he got dispossessed, Taryn, he chased back and he won the ball back. He put in a couple of slide tackles as well. You're right. He'll probably come very close to the man of the match. Live chat, let us know who your man of the match is. But yeah, man, he'll definitely come very close to it. I hope he continues here on in, man. I hope Thomas Tuchel doesn't rest anymore. Plays against Aston Villa, plays against Man City. He's a definite starter. There's no doubt about it. Let's talk about Christian Pulisic. I want to be a little bit critical about him, man. I really do. Even though I still think he should start against Aston Villa and Manchester City because I don't want to see any more tinkering. Here's the thing about Pulisic, Taryn. He dribbles well. He wins the ball well. But then he dribbles, and then there's no end product, man. There's no clinical passing. There's no, every now and then there's a finish. Against Real Madrid, there was a finish. Against some other teams as well, there was a finish. But he gets into such tasty situations with his pace, with his energy, but you don't see enough end product, and it's really frustrating. FA Cup final was very frustrating, and this one was also frustrating. How do you assess his performance, my man?
Yeah, in the FA Cup final, didn't really have enough time to get into the game, in my opinion. But yeah, I think the reason that Chelsea fans kind of like yourself kind of, expect a lot from him is because of what he did last season. He was tearing apart defenses week in, week out. In our system we played, we just passed him and hope for the best at times. And that's why us as fans kind of expect something good every game, a goal, an assist, a driving run, something. But for my opinion, I think he was amazing today. Honestly, he was winning fouls, he was drawing players and he was drawing for fine out of position. He didn't give up the whole game. He was almost doing a Timo Werner. He was running the whole game, he was pressing, he was closing down passing lanes. I wouldn't say it was a vintage Pulisic performance where he gets an amazing goal like Crystal Palace, them banging finishes. But today, he was hassling defenders the whole game. He was opening up space. I think he had a very good game. And a lot of people won't see that today due to, the goal contributions, the shots on target. But if you look off the ball, how he's playing, how he's winning fouls, how he's just being intense, I think he did have a very good game. It's safe to say he links up very well with Werner and Mount. To some instances where Timo Werner's running him behind, he kind of thinks, I don't really want to pass him. But apart from that, the link-up play is kind of beautiful with Mount. And
his build-up and the link-up is fine. But what do you have to say about that final third? And I know a lot of our players are not great in the final third, but I feel like he can be a lot more decisive, man. Like, you look at someone like Mason Mount, who we're going to talk about. Mason, when he gets the ball, he's very direct. He dribbles, he's direct. And then he's looking for the pass. He's really looking around to see where he can lay it off. At times, he finds a great pass. We've seen Mason Mount with some really good assists this season. That one against Fulham for Kai Havertz, how he just lays it off nicely for Kai Havertz. I want to see a little bit more of that from Pulisic, which I feel like he has it in him. Like, do you feel, am I being a bit too harsh, or do you feel, nah, you know what, like it's all right, or maybe he needs to improve?
Yeah, to be hypercritical, yeah, he should be. We know he has the ability. That's the thing what I was saying earlier, that we know he can do what Mason Mount does. He has the 100% passing range, the shooting, the finishing to do what Mount does. But the fact is, today, without him on the pitch, I don't think we're opening up spaces for runs in behind from Werner, opening up spaces for Mount on the half turn to drive at players. So yeah, you can look at it from your perspective, kind of saying that Pulisic was poor today, and not poor, but like not as good as he could be. But the way I'm looking at it is that, you know, he was doing a lot off the ball, which really helped our performance as a whole. And yeah, he probably wasn't driving a lot, but he was trying. He kept trying. He was trying to create something. He was making runs. He was trying to, even though he lost the ball to Ndidi a few times, he was trying to draw Ndidi out of position. He was trying to get past him. And it doesn't always come off. You know, Pulisic, I wouldn't say he's had a consistent run of games under Thomas Tuchel, unfortunately. He's been one game in, one game out. Mason Mount's a guy who's in the most confidence I've ever seen him. He's playing amazingly. He knows under Thomas Tuchel he's a guaranteed starter. But who's this? Is this the Dami?
Yeah, it's Dami with Thiago Silva's wife.
Oh my God. I don't know if you saw that. Silva's wife, apparently, and the kids went to the West Stand to try and get in. And the security guards like kicked them out because they didn't recognize who she was. And then they went after her and like brought her back and kind of said, "Oh, sorry about that." But that is crazy. That's amazing.
And I think he just got Mendy's shirt as well. I think he just got Mendy's shirt.
Oh my God. Nah, this guy is so lucky. This guy is so lucky. I wish I was there. That looks immaculate vibes. Like, honestly, booing Amati, booing everyone. I would have, booed. Oh, look at that. Look at that.
That's unbelievable. That's unbelievable. He just got Mendy's shirt, man. That's phenomenal.
We have to have him on the channel to talk about that. How is wear Mendy's shirt? But that's sick.
I want to see this when Rudiger's goal went in. Oh my days. This is what happens when you go to the matches, ladies and gentlemen. I can't wait. Yeah, man. Wow. I mean, Thiago Silva's wife. That's unbelievable. That's brilliant. That's honestly brilliant. But yeah, going back to talking about Pulisic and whatnot. Look, let's talk about Mason Mount now. I feel like he had a very good game as well in the first half, especially. Probably in the second half, not so much. But in the first half, he was driving into the box nicely. Beating players as well in the first half, right at the end. And he had a one-half volley chance as well in the first half where the ball falls nicely. I was just thinking, had he just clipped that, cleanly, that would have been a glamorous goal. What do you think about his performance, my man?
Yeah, he was given the Sky Sports Man of the Match today. I think up there with Timo, definitely a standout performance. And like I'm saying, with Mason Mount, every time he steps on the pitch, Yuri Tielemans on the pitch there, James Maddison, he is the guy that stands out. You look at him and say, this kid is special. He's going to go to the very top, as Harry Redknapp said. I actually said that about Frank Lampard, not Mason Mount, but that's my quote now. I'm saying he's going right to the very top. What a performance again today. He's always a guy who wants the ball to feet the players. I realise with Werner, sometimes they won't try and find him. Whatever Mount is, they'll fizz it to his feet. They'll smash it. They'll play short passes. They have so much confidence in him as a player. And in this team of star-studded players, Mason Mount is a guy that stands out. He's a guy who's like a diamond. Honestly, he shines so much. His passing on the ball, I would say his end product is still a bit, he'll make an amazing run. He'll smash past two players. And then that last pass, maybe, if I'm being hypercritical, he won't make it. He'll overdo it a little bit. He'll try and smash it too hard. He won't, look for play. He'll just try and put it in a good area. But apart from that, I think it's scary to think about the development of Mason Mount in the future. At 22 years of age, he's the best player in the Champions League final club. Yeah. When he's 24, 25, the same age as Bruno Fernandes, it's scary. I just hope it can be an upwards trajectory and it won't be, an average like Marcus Rashford in the second season where he kind of went stationary. I hope it's just up from here. And the way he plays, every game he seems to get better and better. I think the confidence, the mentality of this guy, in your interview with Tony Mann, he was kind of saying he always expects the best of himself. He does so much. I I think he can go right to the very top of this club. And these big games, this is a huge game for our club. You know, top 4 was a minimum this season. We needed players to step up today. And Mason Mount stood up. He really did.
Yeah.
He really stood up and he almost took the badge in his hand and said, I'm going to guide this club into the Champions League next season. It's just amazing to see. I thought he was maybe, a bit, rookie in the final third at times. But apart from that, he's amazing. Honestly, he's a star.
And you know what, Taryn? The likes of Ziyech, Werner, Havertz, and we've got Hudson-Odoi, we've got Pulisic. Out of all of those players, especially the new ones that came in this season, Mason Mount's the one that stood above everyone and wins the player of the, Chelsea Player of the Year award. I mean, a lot of people were saying that he's probably might find time, he might not get enough game time this season with all these big superstars coming in. But once again, he's shown that what an amazing, amazing talent he is, man. And he goes out there and wins the Chelsea Player of the Year award, which is phenomenal. And I hope, as you said, Taryn, that he goes strength to strength every season. I've got no doubt that next season he'll take his game to another level and eventually he'll become world-class. He really will. He'll become world-class. But you know what? I've just noticed this particular... Mendy, look, I don't mind you commenting, but you need to just be a bit respectful. I'm going to have to put you on a bit of a timeout. Seriously, I can't... As I said, live chat, I have no issues with you guys commenting, but please be respectful in the comments. This isn't just some place where you can come in and just talk trash about players. You can see that's not the channel I run over here. You can see the guests that I bring in. That's not the way I, roll here. Many other channels may be like that, and you're more than welcome to go to those channels and act like that. But in this channel, we run with a little bit more respect. I've just had to put Mendy in a bit of a timeout, man. I just don't like that kind of commentary in regards to players. As I said, Mason Mount, player of the season for Chelsea, fantastic, award to win, and I hope he goes strength to strength from here on in. Let's talk a little bit about Jorginho now. For me, I thought he's back. He was back in this particular game, controlling the midfield. I have to admit, Taryn, man, he wasn't that good against Arsenal and in the FA Cup against Leicester. But I'm glad that he's back. How'd you see his performance, my man?
Yeah, this is a vintage Jorginho performance under Thomas Tuchel, in my opinion. Evading pressure very, very well, which we haven't really seen from him under Sarri, under Lampard. He evades pressure very well. He draws players in and tries to get past them now, which is quite a nice addition to his game. But today I'm really happy that he bounced back. It shows good mentality. He's shown a good fight back after. I'm sure he will know the Arsenal mistake. The Leicester performance is not on. I know he saw a lot of criticism from fans probably, and he thought, I have to bounce back. And I'm really happy that he bounced back today's performance today. He was making forward passes a lot more than the Leicester game and Arsenal game. He wasn't passing them backwards. He was always looking for Mason Mount in the half space, Timo Werner in behind, Christian Pulisic, Chilwell. And he controlled the midfield amazingly well alongside N'Golo Kante. It's not always easy to change your partner if you prepared for Kante in the middle of the game. But when Kovacic came on, it looked natural. He played the nice short passes with Kovacic. He allowed him to flourish how he's done before. And hopefully Aston Villa and Man City, he can play the same. But the Arsenal and Leicester performances were very worrying, in my opinion. I saw the old Jorginho and the Lampard and the Sarri, the one that it will tend to go missing in games, will tend to pass backwards, who will let moments in games affect his confidence. But today, amazing performance, I'd say, from him. Very, very good. Nothing, I'd say, it's special, nothing world class. The penalty, obviously, was amazingly crucial to helping us go further. We already mentioned his composure. Not many players have that composure, sit down a goalkeeper of Schmeichel's standards. And Jorginho just did it with ease. Amazing, amazing leadership, amazing quality to do something like that. But without that goal, if Iheanacho would have scored, it would have got very, very tasty in the last stages. I think a lot of Chelsea fans call us Heart Attack FC at times because that leaves us, wanting in the game. But Jorginho's goal is a match winner in the end. And without him on the pitch, would you have scored that penalty? I don't know. Schmeichel got the better of Mount a few times, so would he have scored that? Would Timo Werner have scored a penalty? I don't know. But Jorginho, a good performance. I think you would agree with me, Miz. I think, a very good performance. Nothing special, but this is what we expect of Jorginho under Thomas Tuchel.
Exactly.
Just below the world-class bracket, I'd say, under Thomas Tuchel. Not world-class, said obviously the goal scoring touch is what we need. I know penalties, but I want him to drive out defence a little bit more, have shots, because I say he does have good shot power at times. That's the only thing I say lacking in his game at the minute. We need the goals from midfield. But in terms of what he does in the system, his creativity, his linking up play, his defensive work right now, I mean, James Maddison, like I said, was he in the game today? Jorginho was staying close to him, was taking him out of the game, and he got taken off for Iheanacho. But yeah, very good performance from Jorginho.
No, for sure, man, for sure. A few people are saying, oh, am I going to allow the fans today? Look, guys, not today. I will do it some other day. I'll have another particular show throughout this week where, it's called Miz, in conversation with Miz. So I'm happy for you guys to jump in on that particular day. So do look out for that. But today we'll just carry on with the review. As I don't want to sort of extend it out for like hour and a half or 2 hours, make it a long review. We've, not really much to talk about Kante. Kovacic, what do you think? I thought we showed a lot of impetus when he came on. He showed a lot of drive. We looked very good with the ball when Kovacic came in. Obviously, he made that mistake. I think that mistake was due to not being match fit, Taryn. Is that how you looked at it as well? That, had he been completely match fit, had he been playing for a long time, then that particular rookie mistake doesn't happen where he just gets dispossessed in such a key position. But I feel he'll probably start against Aston Villa. That's probably the one big change that I'd make in the next game.
Yeah, I'll allow the mistake. What can you expect? 2 months out, being thrown into a game that he wasn't expecting to be in so early. And yeah, Ndidi, what a player, honestly. Ndidi is a player I definitely want at Chelsea. Very good on the ball, very strong. And he outmuscled Kova, unfortunately, straight to Iheanacho in the goal. But yeah, Kovacic today, I say when he came on, the passing was much more crisp through the middle. I say the one-touch passing was very nice to see. We were passing with Pulisic, Mount, Kova, Georgie, very good through the middle. We saw that under Frank Lampard as well. Kovacic playing through the middle, driving with the ball. I say maybe a little bit cautious, knowing his injury. He wasn't making them marauding runs where he would drive at the heart of defence, try and create a chance, try and create a shot. But in terms of his first game back in 2 months, I say he played very well, in my opinion, if you take that into account. He wasn't too scared on the ball. You could say, come back from injury, I'm going to pass backwards, I'm going to just try and get back. But he got into the strength of the game. He tried to make passes. He tried to make a few runs at times. He was trying to make balls in behinds, which I think at times where, he got in some tasty positions where he could play a nice through ball. And yeah, he just didn't make it through. But that's a very nice picture. I'm so happy, honestly. The fans appreciate Rudiger again. I'm honestly happy. Amazing.
How good is it to have the fans back here, Taryn? How good is it? Are you going to go to a match anytime? Oh, well, there is no more matches, I suppose, in the Stamford Bridge, right?
Yeah, next season I'm going
to.
Yeah, next season, definitely. I think 8,000 fans are only going to be for like season ticket holders. Unfortunately, I'm not. My family aren't huge football fans, so I can't really get a season ticket. But like Nashal, Tom Overend, Carefree Jam, a lot of people are big fans of going to sport in the game. So yeah, next season, hopefully it'll be like full capacity. I think it'll be 40,000 there, about maybe a little bit less, half, maybe 20,000. And I'll try and get a ticket, definitely. But the Champions League games are quite easy to get tickets for, to be honest. You just kind of go online. There's a lot of tickets there, quite cheap. I got mine for £17 last year, my Valencia Chelsea tickets.
Really?
Yeah, I got junior tickets as well. I think I just lied and said I was like 14 or something, and I got a junior ticket.
I remember
the
only time I went to Stamford Bridge, I paid close to 170 quid for a ticket. So
that was off a different website, wasn't it? Like Viagogo or something, maybe.
Yeah. It was off a different website, and it was from a particular season holder who didn't want to go, so he was giving it away for that particular day. So they posted it to me, and then I had to return it back to them as well. So.
Oh right, yeah. I think that's what people do. But honestly, the tickets when you're a member, the tickets are like £30-40. Premier League. I'd say the Champions League ones are cheaper, but they're worth it because you got the light show at the start. You have the atmosphere of the Champions League anthem coming on. You have the lights, the darkness. It's just much better, in my opinion. So yeah, I wish I was at the game today. It looked electric. It definitely helped us go over the line, 100%. We were booing all these players. Daniel Marty. I wish someone just got out of the stands and just started getting the flag and going him in the
punched him in the face. Honestly, I wish someone just punched him in the face. Wasn't it him that ended up getting also a yellow card from the bench? He came out trying to fight.
What is his problem, man? What is this? What is his issue? We should have messaged Nashal to come and just bang him up or something.
Pretty sure Leicester would be embarrassed with him. I'm really sure Leicester would be really embarrassed with him.
There's no need for that, is there? Honestly,
there's no need for it. Honestly, there's no need for it. Taryn, let's talk a little bit about Chilwell. I thought Chilwell had a fantastic game, man. Defensively, I mean, I can't believe it, man. I'm so annoyed that we didn't play our number one team, our top team for the past couple of games, because I feel like these are the kind of performances you see Chilwell do so well in the left side. And no disrespect to Alonso. I think Alonso has been pretty good when he's played for us, but there's a difference when you have your number one team play. You just play with that much of a swagger. Chilwell defensively very good going forward as well, linked up and helped out Mason Mount on the left side or Timo Werner on the left side when that happened. But I feel like I hope that Chilwell continues on against Aston Villa and against Man City as well. I don't want to see Alonso anymore for this season. Is that how you feel as well?
Yeah, Chilwell is so good at the minute. Honestly, we were wondering if he could adapt to this role in the left wing back. We had a few conversations back in, I think, February time, whether he could, make them late runs into the box, be the kind of Alonso player, but also provide the defensive work rate. And I'm happy he's developed him to the left wing back we all want. This game, he seems really fired up, in my opinion. He had a lot of anger after the 2 Leicester games. He was fighting. He was getting stuck into challenges. He was being so dynamic. So even his runs forward were really good today. Usually we'll see Chilwell being a bit conservative, but he was driving into the box, trying to do stuff, trying to create chances. And I wish that goal went in because, after the goal he scored at Wembley, when he literally knee slided, he went crazy. And to have that disallowed when the Leicester fans are booing him, this goal would have been a perfect revenge to all the other Leicester fans who were booing him for no reason, honestly. But he could have squared it to Pulisic. He could have scored. But yeah, Chilwell today, I think hopefully he can continue in this form. And because I've always mentioned it, you can play well in a few games here and there. But from what I'm seeing in my eyes, he's dropping at least a 7 out of 10 every game. At least a 7 out of 10.
100%.
Look at this. Where's the shirt? Bring out any excuse to bring out that.
Look at him giving it a mad dance.
What's he doing?
It's a party.
How could he not love him, man?
That's brilliant. That's brilliant. Look, overall, I think the back three was great. I think Azpilicueta in the right wing back was amazing as well. Going forward, we've already touched on Thiago Silva's sublime in defense. Honestly, him being in the center of that defense is brilliant. And Reece James, solid, as always. Let's talk a little bit about this whole thing that we're now third. We've taken over Leicester. You know what? There was a moment that I said to myself that I wouldn't mind seeing Leicester in the top 4. But right now, I don't care. I want to make sure that we are in the top 4. That's number one priority. Whether Leicester gets pipped at the end by Liverpool or whatnot, that's not my issue. I think Liverpool will take over. The way Liverpool are getting jammy goals right in the 96th minute from Alisson, the goalkeeper, the luck is on their side. The luck is on their side, and it's going to happen. But, my man, I think we still need a victory, depending on what happens in the Leicester game. I don't know if Leicester's going to get a victory against Spurs. I don't think Spurs will finish off the season with a loss. So at worst, it could be a draw there. But we need to do our job. We just need to go out there and win because we need to win just before the Man City game. I don't want to draw. I definitely don't want a loss. So we need to carry this on. I'm confident again. I was a little bit not confident over the last couple of games, the way we played against Arsenal, the way we played against Leicester in the FA Cup. How are you feeling now, my man? How's the mood?
Yeah, I think after the Leicester game, it was understandable to feel a little bit down. We're playing the same team who really got the better of us in a few days. But the way we played today, why can't we be confident? Look how well we played in the first half. Our pressing, our dynamism, amazing. So, yeah, I'm feeling very, very good after that win. I think if Liverpool lose to Burnley tomorrow, then we're secure top 4. And I hope Liverpool don't make top 4. I just want Van Dijk playing against, part-time doctors in the Europa League. I think it'd be quite funny. But yeah, I don't really care to if Leicester, Liverpool, like you said. No, Leicester, I really want them to get through before. But the fighting today, Daniel and Marty, you've really lost our respect for Leicester. So yeah, I'm feeling incredibly positive, to be honest, going into these last few games. Aston Villa, I don't think Jack Grealish is going to be fully fit for that game. So in my opinion, Villa without Grealish are like a really, really poor side there. Bottom half.
I'm not worried about attacks, Taryn. I'm not really worried about opposition attacks because I feel like we've come across some big opposition attacks and we've done so well. So I'm not really worried about that. It's the fact that hopefully we put a goal away. And I think we've always got one goal. If we can and this is what I've said, Taryn, if we can maintain clean sheets at the back, we just need one goal. And I think our team is good enough to score one goal as we've seen today. And that's been the factor in the last couple of games where we haven't kept a clean sheet and then we don't have the goals up front to ensure that we get the victory. So I'm not worried about that side of things. The other thing that I want to just quickly ask you, Taryn, is Thomas Tuchel obviously said that, the priority always was the top 4. This is what the club has sort of mentioned to him. FA Cup is not something that takes you to top 4. And a lot of the fans have sort of taken this in a very aggressive manner. This is how I look at it. Chelsea Football Club should always fight for silverware, regardless of what the silverware is. And Thomas Tuchel, literally building up to the FA Cup final, he's been saying we go into competitions to win it. I just feel that after we lost and before this, he was just trying to deflect away the whole focus from it, and he was just trying to downplay it so that his players can feel more focused on this one. I have no doubt that Thomas Tuchel deep inside is hurting from that FA Cup loss. I have no doubt. He 100% wanted to win that particular trophy. So how do you take it, man? I honestly did not take that seriously one bit from Thomas Tuchel. I think he was trying to deflect it away. He was trying to focus on this particular game, trying to make this game big for his players. But in all honesty, Taryn, if anyone asked us in the beginning of the season, do you want top 4 or do you want to miss out on top 4 and get FA Cup? What would you have chosen?
I would have chosen top 4.
Considering you don't make Champions League final.
Depending, if it was Frank Lampard, I would have said FA Cup just because I want to win a trophy with Lampard. But since it's Thomas Tuchel, I know 100% for the future, Thomas Tuchel has got us sorted, in my opinion. The way he's got us playing already, you could say there's been a poor few games, but look how well Thomas Tuchel's done since come in. So I know Thomas Tuchel is probably going to be a manager for the future. So top 4 next season means potentially fighting for the Champions League again. And we're not just going to be competitive.
All the money that's going to come in from
I think winning the Europa League is the same amount of money as reaching the round of 16 as the Champions League. So I think financially as a club, we always need, Marina and Roman. I think they've reiterated, not in interviews, but they've said it to managers. Top 4 is the minimum. Whatever you're going to do.
And Taryn, big players want to come to the club that has Champions League. No one wants to come to a club if you have Europa. Do you know what I mean?
I think it's interesting because Harry Kane's obviously wanting to leave Tottenham. If he sees us playing against Maribor in the Europa League, he's not going to be very interested. If we're playing in the Champions League, I think he's going to be more attracted. Erling Haaland, if Dortmund didn't qualify for the Champions League, who's he going to look at? I mean, Liverpool, we could potentially be playing against doctors, or us, we're going to be playing against other teams. So, I think the top 4 is just crucial for so many factors. And say, you lost the FA Cup, who cares? But top 4 is just, the minimum priority for Chelsea Football Club. Whether it's money, whether it's attracting big players, whether it's keeping big players, it's just a minimum. It's what we expect as a club. We're not a club who settles for, I'm going to win the Carabao Cup and finish 5th. We sacked Antonio Conte for winning the FA Cup and finishing 5th. And we're gonna fight for next season for the Champions League with Thomas Tuchel. So, I think this game eliminated the importance of the Champions League final to win it, to qualify next season. This game has kind of eased us a little bit, in my opinion. But I think, in my opinion, I'd rather win the top 4 than, I don't know what you would say, Miz, but I'd probably rather win the top 4 than, not win the top 4, finish the top 4 than win the FA Cup.
As I said, man, I'm never going to disrespect the FA Cup. I think it's a fantastic domestic trophy to win.
Yep.
But I'm not going to kid around the fact that top 4 is not more important. Top 4 is far more important. It takes us to Champions League, gives us all the money, makes us a lot more lucrative in terms of a club that can offer other big players to come in and play Champions League football. If we miss out on Champions League, right, we don't get players like Kane, Haaland, and Lukaku. Forget it. They don't come into this club to play Europa League. They simply don't. So it's a massive backward step for us. Do you know what I mean? It's another season where we have to work hard and come back into it. And by then, you don't know what's going to happen. Other clubs will buy the big players like your Man United, who are in the top 4. They'll buy the Haalands or the Lukaku. Well, not Lukaku, but Kane. Man City might get Haaland. Do you know what I mean? Like, it really sets us back if we don't get into the Champions League. And financially, as you said, Roman's not just going to keep pumping in money. He wants the club to generate its own income as well, so that then he can add a little bit of his own money. So, look, do we have a squad to win the FA Cup? 100% we have the squad to win the FA Cup. And as I said, Thomas Tuchel was trying his best to win the FA Cup. I still think the lineup was not probably the best, but, he was looking at rotation. I don't agree, but it is what it is. I think next season it's not going to be the same case, Taryn. He will ensure, just like this season, that we're going for everything. You look at City. City keeps winning the League Cup, bro. Like, they always win the League Cup. You don't see them, saying that, we don't want to win domestic cups. They do, man. They do. But in order, the reality is top 4 is very important. It's very important to ensure that the money generation comes in. And Taryn, if we don't get into Champions League, then we don't have the opportunity to make it to Champions League final the way we did this season. Do you know what I mean? So it's very, very important.
I think the FA Cup is still incredibly important, 100%. It's one of the biggest trophies in English history. It's a trophy that obviously everyone wants to win. But in my opinion, who's going to want to go to a club? When Wigan won the FA Cup, did Messi want to go to Wigan? No. So I think the factor is, I think Champions League has much more pull power than the FA Cup win. And like I said, I'm a guy who wants to win trophies, but in this particular instance, I'd rather go into a next season knowing we can win a trophy in a bigger competition than just settling for an FA Cup and just kind of chilling and vibing with it. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely right, bro. Absolutely right. Bro, let's wrap things up here. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining. We've got over 80 people. Please smash the like button while you're here if you're enjoying the review. Taryn, just before we go, we've got Aston Villa coming up. I believe that's on the Sunday match, right? All the teams are going to play at the same time. Yeah. So that's going to be very exciting last day. There's still a lot to play for in terms of top four. I think everything else is all decided anyway in terms of relegation, and City's already won. It's really just Chelsea, Leicester, and Liverpool. What happens between those three teams? If we get the victory, then we finish off the season very well. We can do a whole season review, preview, whatnot. Review. But I'm confident. I'm confident we're going to finish in the top four now. Is that how you feel as well, bro?
Yeah, I'm very confident to finish in the top four, 100%. Like, why wouldn't I be after this performance today? I think we can definitely beat Villa. Last season we beat them 2-1 at Villa Park with a goal from Olivier Giroud winning it. But yeah, I think we can win. I'm very happy with this game today, honestly. And to be honest, I think I don't really enjoy having all the fixtures on the same time in the last day. I know it's dramatic. You think about Sergio Aguero and against QPR them years ago. But the way I see it,
Aguero.
I'd rather watch Aguero. Was that Gary Neville? Was it?
No, bro. I can't remember who it was. It wasn't Gary Neville, no.
I'm thinking of the Torres thing, aren't I? But yeah, I like to have the games, kind of spread out so I can watch them differently and kind of be excited. But what can you do? Give us on takers. So yeah, I mean that's a very big game. I think we can just get a draw. Hopefully Liverpool will lose to Burnley tomorrow, which I'm actually going to predict. I think they will lose to Burnley. I think Chris Wood will score.
But
and
I hope they do, bro. I hope they do, but I can't see it, man. The luck is on Liverpool's favor.
Can you imagine if Alisson scores again tomorrow? What will actually happen? Is he good? Is he like our second top goal scorer, like in Chelsea's club if he scores or something like that? I don't even know. But
and you know what, Taryn? Burnley has won the last one against Liverpool. I remember this season.
That was the first game they lost, wasn't it?
At home. Yeah, it was the first one at home. I can't see how they do the double on Liverpool. So and Liverpool's on a buzz, man. They're absolutely on a buzz. I think I can see Leicester missing out here. But yeah, man, this momentum, we need to carry it on. Ladies and gentlemen, that pretty much wraps us up. Please join us tomorrow, UK time, 1 p.m. I will have Eunice and Alex Goldberg on the channel. We'll be talking about everything that's happened so far in terms of the last week, and then looking forward to the Aston Villa game and Man City game. Fantastic evening for us. It's morning for me, 8:24 a.m., but I know it's evening in UK. Big victory, go and celebrate. And as I said, do tune in tomorrow, UK, 1 p.m. on this channel, where we're going to have Alex Goldberg and Eunice to talk about all things footy. Please support Taryn. I've got his socials in the description right now. Go and support him on Twitter and his podcast, Perfect Hat-Trick Podcast. And yeah, guys, take care. And smash the like button before you go. And if you're here for the first time, subscribe. Hit the bell notification as well. Until next time, everyone. See ya.